Right folks, so I was going to start recording this, but I got a little bit ahead of myself, as I normally do. Now, to remove the front grille is really simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 mils on this one. Then it just pulls forward and it just sits in little cups that look a little bit like these. You just got to tug them out, just gently, and it will pop out. But this one has got aftermarket front lights in it, so in the front grille here, so we're just going to try and leave them in and everything else. So what we're going to do now is we're going to progress down through, and for those eagle-eyed viewers, I've just removed these which go in here and one goes in here, and these just simply twist like so. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to remove the header tank and the headlights. I'm hoping just to remove the top core support and hopefully just lift the radiator out the top without disassembling the entire front end, which is completely absurd in a vehicle like this. But it is what it is. You know, they're just stupid design and everything else. And as you can kind of see, look, you can see where it's leaking all the way across just here and all down through the top, but I believe the hole is just here, and I think it was a stone or something. Hello buddy. Hello buddy. No, not going to talk to me today. Okay, fine. You know, hey ho. But anyway, yeah, we're going to get all this kind of out of the way, but as you can kind of see, look, it all moves. So I'm just going to get them a bit further in, and hopefully, without taking the entire front end off, we're going to get this out. Okay, so they had a tank, the coolant reservoir. What we're going to do is this one here, we're just going to push this across like so. And as he says, this just goes in across like that. There you go. Sits on little tabs on the bottom, little tabs on the top. This is like a little locking key that locks it in. Fantastic, made of plastic, well done. And that's going to bound to fail at some point, but hey ho. We have 2 more 10 mils here, and my idea, well, we'll just wait and see, because I was kind of hoping we got some way of getting it out, but we're going to keep breaking it down until we can get the radiator out of this thing and move on. Right folks, so to get you guys caught back up again, what I've gone and done is I've been ahead and I've removed the little plastic aprons, one there and this one here. I thought I might better get it out, this core support, without the use of getting the headlights out. So what I've gone and done, because I'm still determined to do it without taking the bumper off, even though it's probably 2 minutes, is just pop that out, ratchet spanner, 10 mil, and do that with a little pick. Just picked out the little pigtails and popped them off, that one and that one at the back of the light. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same with this one now, and hopefully try and keep this as intact as we possibly can, because I can't be bothered to you know, take it all apart if I don't have to. We'll wait and see. And I succeeded. Whether I go back together or not, I don't know, but bumpers are quite flimsy on these. And here we are. Now, I did forget to mention, there is 113 there. There is 113 mil just there. And obviously that goes through the panels and whatnot. So don't forget them as well. And then it was just a case of twist, finagle, move the bumper about, and hook it out. But anyway, we did have one bolt snap though, sadly. Hope over here to the back bottom of the headlight. This isn't a massive big deal. However, can somebody explain to me in the comment section why the bloody hell the ECU has its own draft duct, really, as such, if you could call it that, or what the fancy name is for it, and for it to sit there like that? I mean, if you're that concerned that it's not going to get wet, then yeah, is that why these fail, the ECUs? Because I have seen a couple of these where the ECUs have failed. And obviously, you got the injectors on these 1.6s, and obviously on the bi-turbos, you've got the turbos that are as weak as piss. Anyway, without getting into too much detail about these 1.6s, these are terrible. I mean, I cannot say overly a really good thing about these. They're not the best, but at the end of the day, some of you may disagree, which is fine. It's your opinion. It's your right to be to question it. But anywho, nonetheless, pull that piece of rubbish out, toss that to the side, and now we can get in here and start pulling the radiator out. I'll get you guys caught up when I've got the radiator out and what it entails to get it all out. Right, folks, let me get you guys caught up a second, because this is just ridiculous, this van, and quite frankly, it is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, we've dropped the bumper, we've just carefully dropped the aircon radiator just out of the way. As you can see, look, a ton of debris between the radiator and the dryer for the aircon. Now, the reason I've dropped this down is because this cancellation nut here is now spinning on the bodywork, so I've either got to re-tack weld it or cut the nut, knock it out and put a nut and bolt in that one, which ain't the end of the world. This one I've left soaking because it just will not come out, and I'm kind of hoping it's going to snap the cancellation nut as well, so I can cut that and put a nut and bolt on it and then weld on or something along those lines. Now, you have a Torex just here that holds the boost pipe to the radiator. You also have one I think it is here, it goes onto there, onto the radiator as well for the aircon. The radiator, also you pinch these together and pop the radiator out here and here, so that tab just lifts up as well when that aircon radiator drops off. I'm trying to get to the 8mm down here, which holds the fan on, because I don't really want to, break it all apart. Well, what I mean by breaking it all apart is I don't want to break anything getting it apart. Sorry. So yeah, you've got to do these two 13s, which are down here, which is what I'm struggling with at the minute, which I won't be very soon if it doesn't do as it's told, because I should just cut them. Anywho, that's you guys caught back up. I'm going to get on and get these 13mm out, and hopefully we'll get a radiator out in this next 20 minutes, I hope. So folks, we've managed to get the radiator out of it now. This nut snapped. I mean, at the end of the day, oh well, I'll just knock this out if I can, or I'll weld it and see if I can get the nut out that way with a stud extractor. Now, I'm just going to sit down because this thing has been a pain in my ass. You've got more brackets here that hold on to the radiator, and obviously I've took the intercooler out as well with it. It has been an absolute fight, but anyway, nonetheless, I'll get this radiator split and I'll get you guys caught up in a bit. Okay folks, so now we've got the radiator out, you've now got to get split the intercooler from the radiator. Now, if you look over here on the back side, you'll see the bottom radiator hose, which is just here, the outlet. Now, if you also then come over to this bracket, just here, this bracket is designed to come out. This would not come out for me, so I can't guarantee that it's not going to come out for you. But that clips in like so, and what you do is, let me get the screwdriver, you put a screwdriver through there and lift that across, and then you put a flat bladed screwdriver in there and keep working your way until that happens, and then that'll allow you to separate your intercooler and your radiator. I mean, I had to pack up last night because this van was getting into the no words of YouTube, because this is just absolutely stinking ridiculous. I mean, this should be, you know, the van is a commercial vehicle at the end of the day. We should be able to repair it as quick as possible. It earns us money. The likes of this is just ridiculous. So I'm not going to get into it too much more, because if I do, you know, there's going to be a ton of no words that aren't going to be allowed on YouTube. So at the end of the day, like I say, this is just ridiculous. Me personally, looking at these vans, looking at how they're built, I would advise anybody to stay away from them. I mean, you're probably talking of 100 to 150 quid just to have, you know, the front end taken apart before you even start any other work on these engines. I mean, let me just turn you around. Look, now we've got it all out. So to get to anything, the whole front's got to come off. The whole front's got to come off to do the air alternator. Anything to do with the inlet manifold, the throttle switch blade, you know, the shudder valves, whatever you used to call them. And anything else for that matter, down the front, oil coolers, front off. So the second you have to work on these, front off, you're looking at 150, 200 quid before you even start the build. So take that into consideration. So we're going to get the radiator put back in this now, and try and get some normality back on this van, and hopefully I don't set fire to it in the process, because, you know, going back together is a damn sight easier than taking it apart. But anyway, let's get this thing done and back on its feet, and so I can stop ranting about it. Right folks, so film further investigating, still couldn't get the intercooler off. There's another clip just here on the other side of the radiator. This doesn't come off, but you have to slide something all the way through, like a flat bladed screwdriver or a bracket or a clip or something, and just pull it across. And now we've finally got the intercooler out. So, like I say, back to putting it back together. So, just a quick update. All the plastic trims are now on. Just clips in there. This will just clip back into here and down here. And these clips here for the bottom valance where the intercooler is, they are a bit tricky to get in, but they could give a good old snap when you go in. But yeah, just going to put the main core support across the top now, bolt it all back in, make sure the radiator is secure, and I'll show you guys in just a moment on how to bleed it. And hopefully we don't have any more leaks. Fingers crossed, because I really don't want to get back into doing all that again. It's going to probably be 10 times easier, because all the bolts are now freed up, and what was snapped has been straightened. New nut and bolt down here. I don't know if you can quite see it on the camera, but we put a new nut and bolt on down there. And we're going to get in and button this up and repair or replace any broken bolts. And yeah, job's a good one, really. Right folks, so we've got it all pressure tested. It's all come back as really good, and we've gone and bled out the water out of the heat matrix. There was an antifreeze coming out of that. Antifreeze was coming out of there, and down the one just underneath the bottle. What we're doing now is we're just going to run the van up to temperature, and pressure test the system. You know, so hopefully all the water circulating. That's what I meant by. And yeah, we have a jolly good day. And hopefully I don't have to do one of these again for a little while. Because let's face it, these are crap. I mean, I cannot honestly say anything good about these, and nor can anyone else really from what I've heard of. So, anyway, as I always say guys, much love from me, and peace out.